Hey, what's going on? I'm still working on this baseball game for my video game physics class. I am right about here. So I've got this pitcher, I've got a rectangle that's acting as a batter. When I press start and then pitch, start, pitch, the pitcher throws the ball. Sometimes it bounces off the pitcher or the batter, sometimes it doesn't. I've got a fix for that. We'll do that. Where we want to go now is we want to automate the pitcher so that the batter can be controlled by the player. And so what we'll do is we'll move towards having a random amount of time for this pitcher to wait between any two steps, between any two throws. So that means that we're going to have to do a lot of refactoring. But the first thing I want to refactor is this ball because I want it to bounce off every time. That's easy enough. That's a frame rate problem. I had that problem with Galton's board when I did that. So in Galton's board, I ended up getting a lot of randomness because of the frame rate issue. And in that case, when I didn't have the frame rate, when I had the frame rate at 30 frames per second, then I had I would end up with a completely random distribution at the end, even though I used the same initial conditions every time. Which, when I shifted to probably just about 60 as a frame rate, then that wasn't much of a problem. So now you're going to see that when I pitch, it bounces off every time, and actually it's looking good every time. So that's pretty nice. We can live with that. We can start with that. But now what we need to do is we need to sort of change that pitcher around. And the first thing I'm going to do to change the pitcher around is to get rid of the pitch button altogether. Bang, it's gone. It's actually still here, so we can, but without being in buttons, you can't do much with it. And the reason for that is we just don't need it anymore, because the whole point of what we're doing is to get rid of that button, right? We don't want the pitch button anymore. So now, if we run it, we don't have any interesting things here. I can't make the guy pitch. But maybe I can do something with that start, right? So that we can make everything work out as far as the pitcher is concerned. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to activate the pitcher when I press start. So let's see, what sort of things do we want to do? Let's just try to get the pitcher. Yeah, let's try to get the pitcher ready for that. Okay, so I want to activate the pitcher when I press start, which means I'm going to have have some other flag in here, so that that says the pitcher is now ready to throw. And let's say self, and when we press go, when we press start, it hits this reset function, I think, so that self go equals true whenever we press that. So what we need to do is go back up here and after the reset, sort of override that and just say self go equals false, so that when we start the program, the guy's not ready to pitch right away. So what else do we need? Well, we need when self go is equal to true for there to be some reduction. So we need a self delay, and we'll start that off at 1 second. We'll figure out a way to randomize that in just a moment, but right now we just want to wait about 1 second. 1 second. So if self delay is greater than 0, or if self delay is less than 0, what should we do? We should say self dot waiting equals false. Okay, and not self dot waiting. And then what else should we do? Else elif self dot delay is greater than 0. It's elif. It's elif here, not some funny combination of else if. Self delay is greater than 0. What do we want? We want self dot delay minus equals, and we want and self waiting. Okay, self delay minus equals interval. So this just counts it down, just as we're counting up the self interval here for some other reason. And self dot delay equals, it's greater than or equal to 0 here, equals 0. There's no need for that, but why not? So then this will come in. It'll see that the delay is over. It's ready to go. It turns on the guy. I think that's sufficient. Let's see what happens. Did I break anything? So you see he waited a little bit, and then he threw the ball. So I press start, wait a little bit, throw the ball. Start, throw the ball. So that's pretty reasonable. That's more or less what we want to do. The only issue is that we want to do this a little bit randomly, so that the player doesn't get into any sort of rhythm to do it. He has to actually watch. So we'll import random, and then we'll come down here and do a random delay. So import random, maybe help random. Is that going to work? Okay, so we can look in the command window here. This command window guy, he'll let us scroll through and see what these different random methods are. Get stable, Gauss, jump ahead, normal variate, random integer random range, okay, so we can get a random integer, for example, from roundint. Uniform, we can get a uniform random number in some range. That sounds pretty good. I like that. So let's do random.uniform, and we need some range. Let's see if that's 0.500 and 1.500. Let's see if that'll work. Does it hate me? Oh, it's pretty happy with that. Okay. I need to cut that off so that so if not waiting, if not self.waiting or something. So I need to just deactivate that button. Which means that need a self dot waiting before I call reset the first time. Did I destroy everything? No, everything's good. Excellent. Okay, so we've got that guy. Working. The only thing we need next is to activate some sort of user control. And we'll have to do that some other time because I hear my wife coming. Bye.